have scars, as straight as standing soldiers, lined up like salutes to a flag you were coerced into supporting. And the healed flesh is so thick, there are wrinkles on the new tissue that you only see on army men whose guns escaped war with less internal wear than their militant souls. Yeah, I know that shit happened a long time ago, but I'm aware of how deep those razors actually reached. Your scars are purple hearts for the lost cause of forgetting the hurt, and let's face it, we both used to think you had invisible wings attached where your shoulders become dull blades, but that notion has perished into feather rash, and though I wish it could all collect in the urn of my spine, I can only dream of protecting your past that way. See, your ribs remind me of bayonets, keeping outsiders away from that pixelated, blurry-edged heart of yours. I'm afraid that if you hug me from behind, those spears will piece the ceramic home I've made for your broken pieces, which I keep lodged between vertebrae, twisted and curved by scoliosis, and I can't bear another scar for the sake of some love song. Despite this, I noticed today that the largest snowflakes collapse upon contact with my patient-gloved hand, while the smallest, most delicate seem to cling on forever. Despite everything, I realize that's how I want to make you feel. Crumbling and melting away though, the picturesque edges that once reflected light collapse like defeated children, a lost sense of purpose. You know, I feel like I've lost you in a way deeper than death, a swell in my gut threatening to burst in self-blame. I fear you with the steel pressed between your fingers, angled on your flesh. I fear you with the paper of my heart pressed between your fingers. Sometimes paper cuts bleed the least but sting the most. They leave scars in places you can't hide beneath the stitching of clothing. Will my touch be too rough for you? By the time you're done leaving your reminders on my fingertips, I'm not trying to guilt you, not trying to make this worse, but you're not the only one who bled that night. It got really bad. Me on the other side of the bathroom door begging you to stop. I never stopped begging you, but learned something about keeping quiet when I turned it on myself, obtained razors and methods I learned from you, chose regions of my body based on your rationale. Now tell me how to recover you, you delicate snowflake, with my cross-hatched fingertips, self-inflicted scars, and these pieces of your past lodged in my backbone. Now tell me how to straighten this out, because as much as I bleed with you, I can't live without this curve in my back. It's how I've learned to stand upright, slightly off-center, not quite in tune with gravity, so hold me to the ground and pull yourself from my bones, stitch those scraps to your scars. I can't be your savior anymore. I've got my own damaging breakdowns. I can only exist for you, but I'll become the poster child for existentialism if it just means you will stay here, if it just means you will walk off that battlefield with your head held high.